Coming to you from the heart of DeSoto County, Florida, home of the world-famous and haunted Heard Opera House, the unbelievably delightful and delicious Joshua Citrus, and the birthplace of the granddaddy of them all, the Arcadia Rodeo, live inside the Wee Garden Homestead broadcast studio, dodging 3 dogs, 7 cats, and a bevy of chickens and rabbits. This is your host, the garden-tending, animal-loving quilt connoisseur herself. Here's Claudia.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night. So I know we've got Misty on. Hi, Misty. Very, very prompt tonight, too. She reminded us of 2-minute warning, even.
She was on top of it.
She was. I hope everybody had a good week. We had a good week, I think.
I think so.
Salty got to play some golf, and I got to sew a bunch, and walked around a little local craft kind of show. They didn't have much today. It's during the winter time they're busier and they've got more stuff. But I went and spent a few minutes while Salty was out doing that. What else did we get done today? Did not get any beans canned.
That has been the bane of existence.
Did not get any seeds started.
Another bane.
Slacker. I know I'm a slacker. And Salty even came home. He stopped in to see our daughter the other day on his way back from an appointment. And she sent some seeds with him that a friend of hers had given her for me. And I need to get those planted too, because the same girl sent me some cuttings, and I did not manage to keep those cuttings alive either. So I've got to get the seeds going. It's
been a rough year.
Yeah, as far as the garden goes, yes. Although we do have plenty of loofahs going. You've been here since 7:05, Misty. Oh my goodness! Just hopefully you were doing other things while you were waiting for us instead of just I don't know.
We sat down at, I think, what was it 7 o'clock? We sat down to eat.
Yeah. Yep.
Full belly.
Yes, me too. Those enchiladas are very filling.
Yeah.
I probably could have gone with just one and been satisfied. So what else did we do this week, honey?
I don't.
We went to the races last Sunday. That was really fun.
Yeah.
We went one time before, but it was like just time trials or something on a Friday.
Yeah.
And it was not nearly, the crowd wasn't there, and it just wasn't the same. So it was pretty fun. Yeah, quilting wins for me a lot too. I like to sit and sew, so it's a good It's a good relaxer for me. Oh, cleaning out and making kits. Way to go. I sewed one today. I sewed a kit today. I drew and made up a new block today that we'll talk about in a little bit. I finished a quilt up today. I had to put the binding on. I quilted it yesterday.
So you did like 2 or 3 or 4 tops this week, didn't you?
I don't even know.
I don't think you left the damn quilting room forever. You just lived out there all week.
I did a flimsy earlier in the week, and then I've got one almost half done today, and I finished quilting. I quilted and put the binding on yesterday, and then today I wrapped it around and finished it. So, gosh, I guess I did 1.5 flimsies. And I finished a quilt up, and I worked out that block, and I know what I'm going to do for a quilt out of that block. So there'll be a tutorial coming up later in the week when I make more, because it was an experiment block and it didn't come out quite as I wanted, but a little small, tiny tweak will fix it. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh yeah. You've got it. You still got it with you, right?
I do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I have a couple other things in front of me too. My labels came in. I think I mentioned it last week, but I didn't show them to you. My labels came in for the donation quilts. I haven't put any of them on yet. I need to sit down and do that. I've got to bury the ends, tie off and bury the ends of the quilting strings on the blue superhero quilt. That flimsy that I found. Yeah, I already posted the quilt, but I haven't tied them off. But I do have, if you want to switch to the desktop, I do have the labels I can show everybody. So it says thank you. And the back of the envelope said thank you so much.
It's upside down.
The back of the envelope said thank you so much. I forgot we flipped the camera. So these are upside down too. So, and these are just, they're like,
Those are big labels.
They are big labels. And they've got, it's almost like feels like when you buy the t-shirts and they've got the plastic iron-on stuff on the front.
Raised.
That's what they feel like. So it just says a special gift of love made just for you. It says this belongs to, so the child can write their name on, or somebody can write their name on for them. Handmade by, so I can put my name there. And then my special note to you. And there's a little space for me to just write a note for the child. Uh-oh.
That was me.
It's okay. I got scared. And then it says my very own blanket, and it's got the website, myveryownblanket.org. So I'm going to pull it put it a little higher so you guys can see it a little better. So, yeah. I thought those were really nice, and they are bigger than I was expecting. But that's okay. I ordered 10 of them. They were, with shipping, they were 65 cents each, or you could pay 70 cents each and help them with their credit card fees. So I went ahead and did the 70 cents each because they're a nonprofit, and I figured, that was a nice thing to do. So I've got to get those on. I think I've got 5 quilts completely finished and ready to go around the corner. So I've got to get those on. And then Misty, you've been watching all the My 2025 quilt videos. Oh, and you just started on 2024. The Milton quilt.
Oh, the hurricane quilt.
Oh, the whole country caboodle. And I'm not sure who gave that to me. I think it was a friend of my mom's, because she had given me several boxes of fabric, and it was what would you say, honey, 15 years ago?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because that was while we were still at the house in Punta Gorda.
That was a huge.
It was and I am still using a lot of fabrics from that. I mean, a lot of it was just scraps. It was just most of it was just leftovers, but that was a good yard. So, and it was just so cute. When Jocelyn saw that one, she said, "Oh, this one's perfect for you because she's gardening and you garden." So I guess I better get gardening again. Yeah. So Missy, you watched all the 2025 videos? I do that sometimes. I did that with Terribly Rad, Emily's videos. I sat and I went through year by year to go through them all because I really like her videos too. The labels are very nice. I heard somebody else mention it. It was the My Very Own Blanket. It was what's her name with the purple hair? Amy. I'm Amy and I make things. I can't remember the name of her channel. Amy Dement. Is that it? But she mentioned it. She also donates to Sleep in Heavenly Sleep or Sleep in Heavenly Peace or whatever it's called. And they actually, that organization makes beds for children who don't have them. They build beds and deliver them. So I guess she did a video. I saw her video on Sleep in Heavenly Sleep or Peace or whatever it's called. And I looked it up, and the closest one I have to me is Bradenton. So that could be an option for me also. I'll have to get a hold of them and see what size they need. Because if I've got to make twin size, it's very difficult for me to quilt the bigger ones on my regular machine. It's too much physically for me to do it. I mean, yes, people do it. I can do it, and I do it, but it's a lot.
I'm saying you did a king this year, didn't you?
I did. Kendall's was a queen. It was a 90 by 90 queen, okay. And it kicked my butt. That was a lot of work. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Misty. I appreciate that you're trying to help my channel out. Last week's Saturday show with Sean, the guy who sews. I'm going to write a note. I'm not familiar. Amy did it with Sean, the guy who sews. I might have to check that out. I'm writing it down. Otherwise, I'll never remember. I might not even remember to go back and look and see what we talked about. I won't remember that I had something I wanted to look up later. So I'm curious. I'm curious how many people do we have? A few people listening?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious if anybody out there has ever ordered from So Yeah Quilting from one of their videos. If you're not familiar with them, they do lives periodically, like a couple times a week. They do lives and they show the fabric and they say how much it is, and you type in the comments that you want it, and you know they like give you a number and you type in the number, and if they have a bunch of them, then they say, oh yeah, this person gets it, or they say, you know, we only have one first person gets it, or however that works, and then they send you an invoice and you pay it, and they ship your fabric. And I ordered from them one other time. I ordered from them back in I want to say it was around Christmas time. It might have been January. It might have been just before Christmas. I can't remember. Misty, I don't know what that gag and are you upset? Are you gagging over So Yeah Quilting? Well, anyway, I ordered from them again. They were doing panels, and I tuned in really late in their live, and I caught like maybe the last 10 they did. And I saw 3 panels that I really liked. And I thought they'd be good. Not with me. Okay. I thought they'd be good for doing kids quilts, the donation quilts. I thought that would make it, you know, quicker. I could use the panels for part of it and then just add a few blocks or whatever, however they worked. So I ordered 3 panels. They were, I want to say they were $7 or $8 each. I think they were $8. Like I said, I tuned in maybe the last 10 they were running. I bought number 4 and I bought number 3 and I bought number 1. And it took them forever to send me the invoice. And I thought, well, you know, I guess I'm not getting them. I don't know. Maybe I didn't put my comment in time and they didn't have enough or whatever. And finally I got, they send you an invoice by email or they send a text. So finally I got the text that said they had sent the email by the invoice. I got the text and it said, hey, you know, we're packing up your garden. Can you go ahead and you realized you didn't pay your invoice. Can you go ahead and pay it? And I was like, well, yeah, I was waiting for you. So I went ahead and paid it and they shipped it and I got it. And I want to say this auction was probably over a month ago. So I got the package and I opened it up, and can we go back to the desktop, honey? So I opened it up and I pulled them out and I saw this one, and this one is absolutely adorable. And I was like, oh yeah, I ordered that one. And then I saw this one and I said, oh, yeah, that's really cute. I ordered that. I'm upside down again. See, you got me in the habit of that. And I thought, well, that's really cute too. And then I pulled this one out. I was like, what the heck is that? That's not what I ordered. And I took it out of the package and I opened it up and I was like, that's not, it's cute. It's okay. It's not really my style, but I thought, and it's big, it's bigger. I mean, it's a full panel. And I thought, that's not right. I didn't order that one. So I went back in the video. I had to find it first because by then it had been, I don't know, like 2 weeks. And I went back and I found, and they don't leave the comments up. And I don't know when our live posts, honey, are the comments that people are typing now, like will Misty's comments show?
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't leave those up. So I couldn't see what I had bid on. So I had to go through, I couldn't see my comments where I had bid. So I had to go through all of them and find
the timestamp.
I had to find that. First I had to figure out what I bid on. So this one has 3 on it. It has the number. It has the number 3 on it. This is 4003. Yeah. And this one says 4001. And when I pulled up the video, 3 was this one, and 1 was this one. But 4, which is what's on here, it's 4004, was not this. It was not. It was something really cute, and I can't remember now what it was. I could look again, but it didn't matter. It wasn't what I wanted. So I sent them a text message. I said, hey, I got my order, and one of these is not what I ordered. And they were like, well, can you send us the number that you ordered? And I sent them, it's in the bag, and I sent them that. And they were like, oh yeah, that's what you ordered. And I said, no. So I went back to the video and I said, this is the video I ordered from, and this is the number I ordered. And they said, well, can you send us the timestamp? So I went back and I found the exact timestamp and I sent it to him again. I said, it was this video, it was this number that I ordered, and here's the timestamp. And by then they were like, well, we can send you another one, but we'll have to get the first one back. And I just looked up shipping. I was like, man, this is going to cost me $5 on an $8 freaking, sorry about my language, panel to send it back. And I was a little irritated by that. So then I got the message back when I sent them the timestamp and all that. Oh, we're so sorry. That was our mistake. We'll send you another one. And I said, okay. And they sent me a couple of them. They said, they sent me like 5 or 6 of them and said, can you pick one of these? So obviously they didn't have the one that I wanted, which would have been fine. They should have just not asked me to pay for it. I would have just paid for the 2 and just gotten the 2. But anyway, they said, can you pick one of these and we'll get it out to you? And I said, yeah, and I'll get the other one out tomorrow. I'll send the other one back to you tomorrow. And they were like, no, it was our bad. You don't need to pay the shipping on that. Just keep it. So I kept that one. And then I picked another one, and the other one has come also. So, and actually this one is very cute. I had told them that I wanted them to do donation quilts for children. So the ones they sent me to pick from, one of them was this cat again, and I'll open these up so you can really see them in a minute. But, and this was all I could see in the picture. I mean, I could just see the way they were folded up. And I said, well, I pick something or the fairies. So the fairies is the one that they sent me, which is fine. It's very pretty. I'm hoping I have other fabrics to go with it, but aren't they just so pretty? I mean, I can probably get 2 or 3 quilts out of these, depending on how I put them together with other blocks. 1, 2, 3. There's 9 blocks on here. So this one's really pretty. I'm very happy with it, and I'm glad they made it right. It was just a little bit of a pain in the butt to get to that point, but we're there. So that's that one. And then this one, I'm pretty sure I can get that's fine, Misty. I'll look for your message on Facebook. So this one is really pretty. Or really cute. I don't know if it's pretty. The little black cats. So there's one big one. And then there's 4 little ones in a panel. So this will be good for 2 quilts. And I can just do, probably black and white checks or pink and black checks, or I'm not sure what I could do around those, but I can definitely make that work. And then this one, I was kind of surprised when I was looking at it. I was like, party animal. Did I order party animal? But then when I looked at back at the video, and I was like, oh yeah, I did order that one. I did want that one. So this was a really cute little kids one too. And this one would be a good one for boys, because the other 2 are obviously girl ones. So I don't know. Did I open these up and show them to you, Salty, or no?
No.
Okay. So this one's got Safari Friends, and it's got Be Brave and Little Explorer and My Expedition, Party Animal, Warning Animals on the Loose, Welcome to the Jungle, No More Monkey Business. I mean, these are cute. What are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15 of them on here. So I can split these up onto several
You're outside of the view screen with a lot of that.
several videos. It's just so big.
So big.
There we go.
There you go.
So this one's really cute. Oh, my sister sent me, I think I already used it. My sister sent me some, it was like this color green with monkeys on it. It was two 5-inch blocks, but they're gone now. I used them already, I think. So anyway, that's some quilts in the making. And I did not buy these in October. I'm still on a no buy. I bought these over a month ago. I can't remember exactly when, but it was a while ago. So, the fairies are very cute. I thought so too. Like I said, I only got in on like maybe the last 10. It was like number 10 and less, and the fairies were 34. So I didn't even see those to probably just as well. The black, white, pink, I thought was, yes, it is very 50s. So yeah, that was interesting. I'm glad they made it right. And I don't normally order from them. The order that I got from them back in like January or whenever I did it, I'm pretty sure it came in January. One of the fabrics I really liked, and the other ones, they were purple, but when they came, they weren't a purple. They were kind of like if they were pink, I would say maybe a dusty pink. They were maybe a dusty purple. I don't know how else to explain them. They didn't thrill me when they got here. I mean, I'll use them. It was 3 yards. They were 3 matching yards. I could do a 3-yard quilt out of them. And there's nothing wrong with them. I just wasn't totally thrilled with them. And I thought that probably it was something to do with the colors on the screens. And I know colors on screens fluctuate. When I had my Etsy shop, I used to say that all the time. I am not responsible for the colors on your screens. So it happens. I try to, I'll use them. It's okay. So in my organizing, we're going to move on to something else. In my organizing and trying to straighten things out and trying to find some semblance of order in my sewing room, I came across a bunch of flannels, and I glanced at them and I said, "Oh, those are flannels." And I don't normally quilt with flannels. I did a flannel quilt a few years ago for one of my grandsons, and it was mostly because I couldn't find anything in quilting cotton in the types of fabrics that I wanted. I wanted a bunch of plaids and stuff. It was very boy oriented and not young boy oriented. You guys got to lay down. They're getting all rambunctious over here. So I don't normally use cotton flannel for quilting. And I was just wondering, does anybody else do that? Do they use cotton flannel? And if I used flannel for the front, for the flimsy, could I use regular quilting cotton for the back and for the binding? And would that work okay? Should I pre-wash them? Because they're yardage, I believe. I do have one bunch that's fat quarters. I'm not even sure where that came from. I won't pre-wash those. But should I pre-wash it? Because I think flannel shrinks a lot, to my knowledge. I don't normally use it. So anybody out there that could maybe comment and tell me about using flannel, if they use flannel. Otherwise, I'll look and see if I can find some YouTube videos talking about it. But is that 0? You agree about flannel, or I'm not? Hey, they're getting all rowdy. I should have locked Lulu up, and I just felt bad doing it. So I don't know. Flannel, use it, pre-wash. What do I use for backing? Anybody? Got nobody. Nobody knows. Okay. All right. You've used it for backing. Okay, so I don't know that I have that much yardage that I would use for backing. And hello, Zero. Yes, welcome. Thanks, Misty. Okay. So did you pre-wash it? Should I pre-wash it? Okay. Absolutely pre-wash it, Zero? Okay. Well, if I get around to using that, I've got to look at it. I'm not even sure if it all matches. I know there was one that was kind of a crazy. You didn't. Okay. And did it shrink the same as your top, as your flimsy? Or did it make it pucker more? Because that'd be okay too. I like the pucker when you wash it and dry it. So I've got to go through it. I know one of them is some kind of a crazy psychedelic bright color print that I'm not sure I would use anyway. And like I said, I'm not even sure where they come from. So it did make it shrink more. That's awesome. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Like I said, I got to go through them. It's a bag full of them. So we'll see.
I would probably give you a 3D effect if you did pinwheels.
Oh, the psychedelic crazy one?
Yeah, well, with the if the back pucker, shrinks up and everything puckers.
Yeah. Oh, it might. Yeah, we definitely give it more dimension. Yeah, for sure. So.
Yeah, actually, it might be something to think about for your oh gosh dang it, the game board, the game Tetris, your Tetris quilt.
Oh yeah, she says it shrank the same as the flimsy. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, could I mix flannel with regular quilting cotton? I wonder. Because like I said, I don't know what's out there, or I just found a bag and I was like, oh, that's all flannel. I think it came from. I don't think I bought it. I think it came from Mom's. But maybe I could do a couple baby quilts out of it. So, okay. So while we're talking about quilts and binding, and you can't see everybody that's on. You can only see them if they're chatting, right, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if Julie's on tonight. But Julie was on last week and we were talking about, binding, and she mentioned decorative stitching on the binding, or somebody did. Anyway, Julie messaged me. Oh, thanks, Misty. Maybe I'll give it a try and see how it comes out. I got fabric to play with. Right?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
So anyway, Julie messaged me after because she was talking about, I think she mentioned using decorative stitches. And I said, oh, like my serpentine stitch or whatever. And she messaged me after. She commented on another video and said that she uses a stitch that looks like bird tracks. And she said to not use the serpentine stitch, to use a closed stitch. So I'm assuming she meant one that's gonna be more on the binding than off the binding, because the serpentine stitch is probably every half an inch it goes onto the binding, and then it's off the binding for about a half an inch. So I did try that. I didn't try it. She asked again when I posted the jelly roll quilt. She asked if I tried a decorative stitch, and I said no, because it was so big. I didn't want to take the chance of experimenting on it. And I was doing another one this week, and that I would try it on that. And that was the one that I finished today. And before I did that, I thought, well, I should probably experiment on a scrap before I actually tackle it on the quilt and have to pull stitches out. So let's all keep in mind, I have I don't know, 12, 13, 14-year-old Singer Confidence quilter. It was the best machine I could get when I bought it, and it was just a couple $100. I mean, it's not a spectacular machine. It's a good machine, and it has behaved well for me for a very long time. Salty took it apart and serviced it here a couple of months ago, but as far as servicing goes, that's it. I mean, I pull the stuff open and suck some of the lint out once in a while, but that's it. And it's not the greatest machine. It doesn't have that many decorative stitches on it, and there was only 2 that I thought maybe would work. Yes, Misty, I could shorten the stitch to make it closer together, but I don't know that it would I still don't know if it would be close enough. And I didn't experiment with that one. So anyway, I found 2 that I thought would work, and I got a little piece from where I had trimmed off the quilt, which had the backing and the batting on it. And then I just grabbed another piece of scrap to use on the back to see how it would work. And I tried 2 stitches. So I'm going to try to hold it up high enough. So this one was a straight stitch, and it stitched on the wrong side here, which I could have adjusted. I don't know. Can we see that? Not really. But anyway, it was a straight stitch, and then it made a little starburst, and then a straight stitch and a little starburst, and a straight stitch and a little starburst. And I really wasn't thrilled with that. I don't know. Yeah, we can kind of see that if you're on a big enough screen, I guess. I really wasn't thrilled with that. So then I looked to see what else I thought would work. And I found this one, which does, it was like a serpentine stitch, and it's only about 1/4 of an inch. And then it was a bow. It looked like a little bow. So I tried that one. And that one, when you look at it, it looks nothing like a bow. And I didn't really like the way either one of them looked on the back either, although they look better on the camera than they do in person. And this one does kind of look like bows on the back. And they do actually look a little better in person. So overall, I was not thrilled with either one of them. And I didn't see anything else on my machine that I thought would work. So the answer to the question, if Julie's out there watching, is no, I did not use a decorative stitch on my binding. I just felt like they didn't work right for me. I do actually have to kind of coax the fabric through as I'm doing it, because again, like I said, I've got an older machine. It was not a great machine to start with. It was a good machine, but it's not a great machine. And if I had known when I bought it what I know now, I probably would not have gotten that one. The backup button, it's not a lever. It's actually a little button, and it's on the front of the machine towards the bottom. And if I'm wrestling a big quilt, quite often I'll bump it and it'll take two stitches back. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? So anyway, no decorative stitches on the binding for me. I just wasn't thrilled with them. That's the story, my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I would say thank you, though, Julie, for mentioning it to me. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for telling me to try it, because you don't know until you try, and I appreciate it. And so, what was that?
We got an update.
Oh, I was like, that's a new noise. So anyway, thank you, Julie, for trying to encourage me to try it. And I did try it, and I don't know, maybe someday I'll have a better machine and I'll be able to make it work, but probably not with the machine I have now. So, I think, and Misty, I'm glad you're on tonight, because how many stitches does it have? I don't know. Some of them are buttonhole stitches, so I don't know, 25 or 30 maybe. But like I said, a lot of them were not ones that I would think, like, it makes a little dog stitch, and Jocelyn and I tried that one. If you were stitching on something thin, I'm sure they would work better. But on the binding, it was too thick. they didn't look right. And I tried adjusting the stitch length, and I just didn't look right. I don't know. I've never counted how many stitches it had. I should have found the book and brought it in. So, because I'm sure in the book it shows it. So anyway, Misty, since you're here, have you ever made a backpack? Because I was thinking, I have a couple of, I have a cutter quilt that I haven't cut yet. And then I have a couple of other quilts that I got at Goodwill, for next to nothing. And I was thinking about making a backpack. And I've got a backpack that I bought a couple years ago, just a regular backpack. And I was looking at patterns, and I showed Salty a pattern, and I was like, "You think that's big enough?" And he thought it was, but when I looked at it, it said you needed to be an intermediate bag making experience. And I was like, well, I'm not intermediate bag making experience, so I didn't get the pattern. My Singer, by Singer, I know we're switching gears here. Your Singer workhorse. I also have a Singer, one of the heavy duties, the big gray heavy duties. I have that one too. Maybe I'll try that one. I don't like to use that one as much. It varies the stitch length depending on how fast I go sometimes with the decorative stitches. So it's really hard for me to keep them even as I'm sewing. So I don't like that one as much.
The thing flies though.
It does fly, and it goes through. It'll sew. It sews leather. It sews denim. It is a workhorse. It's a great machine. And then yes, like you said, I have my fancier Singer. But again, it was only a couple $100. I want to say it was less than $3. And that was,
15
I
years
don't
ago.
know. It might've been close to 15 years ago. I mean, we've been at this house here for 10, and I got it, at the other house. It'll be 10
in Punta Gorda, or?
It was Punta Gorda.
Oh, okay. So it was 13 years ago.
Yeah. So anyway, backpacks. I think that I'm going to try to use the backpack that I have to make a pattern. The one I was looking at online the pattern I was going to buy had curved zippers. And I was like, okay, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I've done like just a few zippers in my life, and I wasn't sure about a curved zipper. So the backpack that I have hanging in my closet has just the zipper that goes around the top, which would go into two pieces straight, and then the pieces would go in curved. And a zipper on the front, on the little front pocket. So, and that's a straight zipper too. So I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to use one of those quilts that I bought at Goodwill for like $8 that were brand new. And see if I can make a backpack. Oh, you're on the hunt for a smaller size backpack pattern. I get it. Oh, that would be awesome, Misty. Thank you. Yes, I would definitely look at patterns. I'm not a big pattern follower, but I've got a little bit of time, so I could look at patterns. Like I said, I was looking at backpack patterns, and the one that I found that I really liked, it did have the zippers were curved on two side pockets, and I was like, I don't know if my skill level is to that. So, oh, there's Julie. You only stitch on your binding. Okay, so you don't go over the edge. Well, I'll try it again. I'll experiment again on some scraps and see what I can do.
You need to go back?
No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, I'll see I'll experiment again and see what I can do. And again, I'm all about learning. I think I said last week, I think some of you have more experience than I do anyway. So if you have suggestions, I can try. Except those curved zippers, I'm not ready for that. Not ready for curved zippers. I'm not sure I'm ready for zippers. So, thanks, Julie. I'm glad you're proud of me. So what about anybody else? Anybody else make a backpack? I made a little one, and I don't know what I did with the, I made a little one for somebody they were going to use it as a diaper bag. It was like 15 years ago. And that one didn't have a zipper, and it was just a little, I think it had a drawstring at the top or something. It was just and it was a little one. It wasn't a full size backpack. I want to take a backpack when I go up to QuiltCon. So I would be ecstatic if I had a backpack that I made that I could carry on. But if it doesn't work, then I do have my pink one that I can fall back on. Why I bought pink to carry on a plane, I have no idea, but I did.
I'm shocked.
Well, I know why I bought pink. It just wasn't very smart because it's going to get dirty, I'm sure. But anyway, it didn't get dirty yet on the last flight. I managed to keep it clean. So we'll see what happens. So, all right, the moment we talked about, I'm going to move some of this out of the way here.
Some of this stuff.
Let's set it on the seat behind me. I was going to put it on the floor, but then it'll be full of dog hairs. All right. So I drew and did the math and worked out a new block today.
But
so, well, there's a little but. I mean, the design was good. The design was good.
It looks like two butts.
It's hearts, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Those are hearts. So the design was good. And this could be Vegas strip friendly. And if you don't know what a Vegas strip is, cuts them. They're 6-inch strips. Say that 3 times fast. I couldn't say it one time. So anyway, you could use 6-inch strips. You could use scraps. I use scraps. And you could use layer cakes. These would be great with layer cakes. So I will change something out when I do more. Did you see that? Salty Misty says it does not look like a butt. I'm going to do more this week, and I'll do a tutorial. I didn't videotape this one because it was truly an experiment. I had drawn it out on my graph paper that I meant to bring in here, and I didn't. I had drawn it out on my graph paper and estimated at measures to see if it was going to work. And it did. It worked great. The only thing is, when I put it together, I had a 1/2 inch extra on this piece and this piece over this piece.
The crack is too big.
I knew what?
The crack is too big.
The crack is too big. And I knew it was going to be bigger because when I cut it, this was 6 inches and this was 4 and this was 6. So that's 16. And then this was 10 and this was 6 and that's 16. But there's 2 seams here and there's only 1 seam here. So I knew that this was going to be a 1/2 inch bigger. So when it came time to put it together, I was like, well, do I line up this end or do I line up this end? And I couldn't decide. And I said, well, I'll line up this end. And I did. I lined this end up and it looks great. But the more I looked at it, and I took a picture and I sent it to my sister, and the more I looked at it, the more I realized the tops aren't even. So if you look here, they're off by about 1/4 inch. So I worked it out. If I lined up this edge and this edge,
and they line up. Yeah.
Then this seam and this seam will line up, and this seam and this seam will line up, and these tops of the hearts will line up also. It'll bring this down just enough to where the tops of the hearts will line up. And then I think, because when I laid these next to each other, if I put these together in a quilt the way they are now, they're going to overlap by just a little bit. They're going to touch each other here by just a little bit. And I think that will be even less.
Yeah, it'll
take a little bit of that out. And then I won't have to really put anything in between.
1/4 from it. That's another 1/2 inch.
So yeah. So this is going to finish. It's 14 by 14 right now. So it'll finish at 13 and a half. I have already worked out a quilt. I've already worked out a quilt in my head that I'm going to do. And I'm going to make 6 of these blocks and 6 big I'm going to call them solid blocks, but it's a big print. So I'll have 6 blocks that are just fabric, and then I'll have 6 of these blocks, and I'll just go, it'll be 12. So it'll go 3 across by 4 down. I already have the fabrics picked out. I already have the change I'm going to make in this pattern, and I will do all of that in a video so you guys can see how to do it. And I'll tell you the measures and all that. I'll tell you how I did it. It went together really quickly. Once I worked it out on paper, it went together really quickly, and I'm super excited about it. I'm just, it's a big block. So if it's going into a quilt, it's not going to take as many.
Big block. We like big
blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do.
There we go.
I like that. We like big blocks, and we cannot lie. I like that. All right. So I'm really excited about this. And it took me a while because I was measuring. I was like, okay, these don't look right. It just didn't look right. And I think that little change will fix it. I hope, because I really like the block. And I'm thinking I should redo some math and see if I can make a smaller version too. The only thing is I wouldn't want to go too much smaller on these, because then things get all wonky, but I could probably make them a little bit smaller. I'll have to see.
That's just be the big butt quilt.
The big butt quilt. I was also thinking if I did 4 of these and did them so I had a heart here, I'd have to rearrange them a little bit, and a heart here, and a heart here, and a heart here, that when they all went together, it'd look like a flower. That's what I think.
So you'd have to rotate.
I just have to rotate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
Nifty.
look for that video later this week. I might start it tomorrow. I might,
You might.
I don't know. I might make a quilt sandwich and, whatchamacallit? What do you call it? Bind a quilt. I might make a quilt sandwich and quilt and bind a quilt.
Okay.
You're
really struggling with that one, aren't you?
I was struggling with that word. I was down to 8 flimsies. I finished one today, so that would have taken me to 7, but I made 2 this week. So I think I'm at 9 flimsies that I need to finish.
Lord.
Well, the one from today still needs a border,
Right.
which is made and ready to go.
The quilts you got ready for the kids?
I have 5.
I thought you had 12. Or the rest of them just haven't been done, not quilted yet.
I had 12 flimsies altogether. Not all of them were for the kids.
Oh, okay.
One was the zigzag one, the jelly roll. And the jelly roll song, he wasn't thinking jelly roll, the jelly roll song. There are jelly roll songs, but that's not the song he had in his head. What song did you have in your head?
I don't remember.
He had the Tootsie Roll song in his head.
Tootsie Roll. Yeah,
but anyway, that one's mine. I'm keeping that one. And then there's one in there for Jocelyn. And I think the rest of them are for the kids. So, and then I made 2 more this week for the kids too. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've got 10 labels, so
might as well use them up.
I might as well use them up, and then I'll either order more labels or I'll send some somewhere else. But yeah. Okay. I'm going to catch up on these comments real quick. Julie's proud of me. Thank you, Julie. Crack is too big. Okay. Trying to catch up on my channel. She's been watching your channel too, honey.
Oh.
One with the rapper about Charlie Kirk. Oh, is that
there was two different ones. There was one from Tom McDonald and one from
Samson.
Oh, one from Samson. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 of them then. And then there was one from
I don't know.
Mises, I want to say.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that one. Or I didn't know who that was. That could be I just didn't know who that was.
I think Samson really smoked it. He did a great job.
I'm a slacker. I didn't watch it. So yeah, I think this is going to be really cute. Also, Misty, I'm very excited about it. If the mermaid, the big mermaid fabric that was on the white that I got in the box from Artsyology on Etsy that I said I had more of that. I'm going to use that for the big blocks, and then I have two patterns. Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. I have two prints.
Yeah, I'll throw something at you.
I have two prints for the hearts. He threw something at me. I have two prints for the hearts. And then I'll just use, I'll dig out a white. I've got a couple different whites, and this was just a scrap, but I have some whites that I'll use for the other parts.
Oh, you got stuff on there? You showing off stuff again?
Threw something at me.
Oh.
No, I was just patting on it.
Playing with your fabric.
I was playing with the fabric, you know how it'll be.
Yeah.
So, goodness, I think that was everything on my list for today.
You got your whole list done?
I did.
You're smoking through it this week.
I'm sorry. I sit and I jot notes all week long as things pop up in my head. Something I didn't write down, but I will address it. The first jelly roll video.
Yeah.
I was lazy.
Yeah.
I sped parts up.
Yeah.
And I did not drop out the voice track, the soundtrack.
Oh, does it sound like?
And put music in. And somebody commented on it and said, when you speed it up and you talk, we can't understand you. Chances are, if I sped it up and you couldn't understand it, I was either talking to myself or talking to the dogs. Just so everybody knows, if there's important things in there as I'm editing, I slow it back down so you can hear it. And usually I just drop that out and put music in.
Hi, Cheryl.
So I apologized on her comment that I realized that that's an issue, and I was a little overwhelmed with that video because when I first uploaded all the clips, it was an hour and a half, and
it was lengthy.
I just had to cut so much out, and then a lot of it I just bumped to the second one and tried to finish up the second one fast. So again, I apologize if you couldn't understand when I said, like I said, chances are I was talking to myself or talking to a dog or talking to many dogs or yelling at dogs. They get a little rambunctious out there sometimes. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, you'll see in some of my earlier videos, the kitchen videos and stuff, you'll see that too.
Yeah, it was a lot of it back then.
And somebody called me on it back then, and we stopped doing it. I think that was back when you were doing my editing for me.
Yeah.
So I am still learning. I am not by any means any kind of a professional when it comes to anything using the computer. So, once in a while I make mistakes. I make mistakes when I'm sewing too. I make mistakes in a lot of things. Again, we don't live in a perfect world. But I do apologize if you were upset over the... I don't know.
What'd you say?
I know. I did try to go back and watch it over and see what I might have been saying. And again, I'm sure it's just gibberish anyway.
Yelling at the dog.
Nobody really cares what I'm saying. So anyway, y'all got to shoot me some ideas of what we can chat about next week. Right? I mean, seriously, I'm not perfect, and I was really being lazy on that one. Like I said, I sat down and sometimes, especially with that one, because it was over the course of a week that I made that quilt, plus some days when I was when I was quilting, and I didn't even put in footage of me quilting or binding it. But it was over the course of a week. So there was a lot of footage that I put in there, and I just every day I load it and I put it in, and I load it and I put it in, and I load it and I put it in. And then when I get to the end, I edit it. And when I pulled it up to edit it, it was an hour and a half. And that was without the final part, you know, the reveal or any of that. So I was a little overwhelmed by that one, and I was just trying to get it to a video length that I thought y'all would watch, because I know when I'm looking to watch videos, if they're 45 minutes or an hour, a lot of times I'm like, I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And there's a lot of people out there that I really like to watch their videos, but sometimes it'll take me a couple days to watch a 45-minute video, because I just don't have that time to sit and watch it for 45 minutes. So I try to keep them 20 minutes or less. Sometimes they're a little more than that, but I try. Trapunto. You have a whip that you were looking at and might try doing a few spots with Trapunto. Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. We'll look forward to seeing that, Misty. Oh, that was something else I wanted to talk about. If y'all haven't joined the Facebook group, feel free to send a request. Maybe Salty can throw that link up again. Oh, you are so fast. You had that primed and ready, didn't you?
You said to do it. I did it.
That's awesome. I have been having problems, and maybe somebody who's more familiar with Facebook groups, I set it up as a private group. Now, I did make it so that it could be seen by people who are not in the group. And I'm not sure what that means, but I wanted people who maybe were quilting or just, it's not public. It's a private group. They have to ask to join. But Facebook keeps sending out invites to people on my friends list. And I don't know if y'all have looked at my Facebook, but I have 300 or 400 people on my friends list. I have people I went to high school with on my friends list. I have people I worked with 20 years ago on my friend, maybe not 20 years ago on my friends list, but I have a lot of people that I'm not really in contact with on the regular. I have people that I'm sure don't care at all about quilting. And it keeps sending out invites, and I keep going in and deleting them. And I don't know how to make it stop doing that. Anybody have an idea? It's just random. I don't even know why it picks the people it picks. It's people that I don't even interact with. Oh, Cheryl, you like long videos. Okay.
Well, Lord knows you make them. You've got the content for it.
I do have the content for them. They're living in an RV, honey, while their house is being built.
How many times have we talked about doing that?
We have talked about it, and we actually talked about buying an RV and traveling. And I told them we have to make sure I have room to sew. So yeah. Oh, I'm sure packing up your sewing room revealed a lot of projects. Like I said, I'm just cleaning and straightening out, and I am finding all kinds of stuff. At some point I will find the Tula Pink butterfly pattern that I bought a couple years ago. I don't know, 9 years ago. I haven't seen that one in a while, and I think I figured out how to do that. I will do one block at a time. I'll do the first block, and then I'll do the second block, and I'll do the third block, and who knows what fabric they'll be, and I'll put them all together. And it might take me 3 years. I don't know, because I bought that and I looked over the pattern and I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. My daughter-in-law said, what's a quilt pattern? And I said, it's kind of like a recipe. And this one is like days of a recipe. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it, but if you look up Tula Pink butterfly, you'll just go, oh my gosh. So I have that somewhere. And I have a chicken pattern that I bought. It was a PDF, and I downloaded it and I printed it. And I can't find the download. Salty's helped me look. Somewhere in changing computers, it has disappeared. I can't find it. I don't want to buy it again. I mean, that's silly. I made one block. I printed both chickens. It had 2 different chickens on it, and it's still available. I can still find it. But maybe I'll find that too. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so y'all would watch longer videos if I did them. Okay, maybe I'll do some. Excuse me, I hiccuped. Maybe I'll do some longer ones. Maybe the hearts. Maybe the hearts one will be longer. Instead of breaking them into 2, maybe I'll just do one.
Yeah, don't go breaking my heart.
I don't want to break your heart. I couldn't if I tried.
Yeah, so that'll just be one long video.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. So would y'all rather have one or 2 long videos each week, or 3 short ones? I don't know.
I'm sure I don't know.
Sometimes it's a stretch for me to do a video. Some weeks I got nothing. I'm like, I got nothing. I don't know. The one that's going to go up on Monday is going to be like, I don't know, 3 minutes long. Talk about short ones. It's just another reveal of a donation quilt. So those I can only ramble on so long. I mean, I don't have any video of me doing them. So some of them I'll do. I have video of, but both. Oh, you want 3 long ones, Misty? Is that what you're saying? We'll see what I can come up with. Sometimes it's a lot of work for me just to get the camera going. Sometimes I can just grab and go sew for 20 minutes, but if I got to get the camera going and all that, then I've spent half of my 20 minutes getting ready to film, and then I don't get to sew as much. So I'm sorry. just how it is, especially if I got to go from the cutting table to the sewing machine to the cutting table. Can I read your comment on label? Says it's too long.
I didn't see it.
Go back up. I see when you stitch, you only stitch on the binding.
That's all I'm seeing is those 2.
That's all I'm seeing, Julie.
Yeah.
You'll have to split it into 2 comments, maybe.
Copy paste.
What did you type me a paragraph? Because Misty's one about Trapunto is pretty long. I got no control over that. That's a YouTube thing. Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Stupid YouTube. It is, and YouTube is annoying the fire out of me, anyways. But that's another story.
Cheryl, honestly, if you can request longer videos, if you like watching longer videos, I mean, I trim a lot out sometimes, but some of it too, if it's longer, it's just me sitting sewing, like sewing, or, you know, cutting fabric or things that
for half an hour.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I just speed it up and cut it in half. You know, if it's just,
you might just
chain
release
stitching.
those as ASMR videos.
Oh yeah. If I'm chain piecing for, 30 minutes or 45 minutes or something, I'll just post it regular time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or quilting. I did one where I was going to post just the quilting part and just post it regular time so you could see how long it takes, so people could see how long it takes. I don't know if I still have that video because I didn't do it. I was like, I don't know if people would watch that. Do you know what that max is, Misty, by any chance? And I figured that's what it was when she said it. Comment on my labels for the. Now I'm all perplexed, Julie. Now you got me curious. On the labels for the quilts?
Max characters, 200 characters.
200. Okay. Not that we count our characters as we're typing, but
No.
Well, I know on some things it'll tell me like titles. I think it's titles on Etsy. It'll tell me how many characters I have or something. Somewhere it tells me how many characters I have left. I don't know. Is it YouTube titles, honey? Does that tell you how many characters you have left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Misty says 200. Cha, that's it. Hey, just a reminder, guys, you know that 813-816-1158 phone number? That's a real phone number. You can call me. You can't call me except when we're doing a live, though, because it won't work.
Computer's off.
It comes in through the computer. That's not my actual my phone number. It's the phone number for
It's the computer
it's
phone
the computer phone number. And the computer won't answer if we're not on it. So but y'all can call and talk to me. You can talk to us. You can say, hey, if you want. If you want. All right. Little red number on the side when you have too many. Are you going to call next week, Misty? Okay. Cool. All right. Well, what do you think, honey?
You tell me.
I don't know. I'm trying to wait a couple minutes for Julie to type a comment if she wants to, so that she doesn't have to comment on another video later. That's what we did to her last week. we finished up and she answered on another video. She was like, about the binding. So I know it's your bedtime though again, isn't it?
It's okay.
Salty played 2 rounds of golf today.
I did.
It was nice out today.
It was. It was very nice today.
Played 2 rounds of golf, but walking in from the car last week, into the stadium from the car last week, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, that was
a
long straight walk.
I don't think oh, excuse me, I hiccuped again. I don't think Julie's on the Facebook group. I looked the other day to see if I could message her there, and I didn't see her on the Facebook group. That was how I discovered that Facebook had invited another 25 people off my friends list. Even though sometimes I've deleted the same people like 4 times. I'm like, these people don't care about quilting. Stop. So if anybody has any input on that, I would be more than happy to know how to make it stop doing that. I was so frustrated with it because it was just adding people willy-nilly. Well, it was sending invites. Luckily, most of the people that don't care about quilting didn't answer the invites, but I mean, it shouldn't do that. So, anyway, I don't know. I think Julie left us.
She may have.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up. Yeah, Salty?
It's entirely up to you. If you got stuff, I'll sit here and run the clicker until you're done.
I have talked about everything I had jotted down for ideas. So unless somebody else wants to throw something in there, I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing else. I'll try to have more next week.
More stuff next week.
Okay, so I think we are going to go ahead and wrap it up. So thanks so much for joining us again this week. We really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching my videos. I have definitely one coming out on Monday. I've already filmed most of it. I just got to get outside. There she is. Take a square and fold into a triangle. Sew on corner of the flimsy. Oh yeah, no, I know that. But I have made labels like that before. Actually, when we did Jocelyn's, I don't put labels on mine. I probably should. But when we did the quilts that Jocelyn made, she made one for her mom, and we made a label for that. And then she also did one for her cousin, new baby cousin that was being born. She made a baby quilt, and we put labels on those, both of those. So yes, I do that. The labels that I have were actually sent by the place that I'm donating them to. So these are just going to go on a bottom, upside down again, on a bottom corner. Most of the quilts are already done, so they'll go just inside the binding.
You gotta bring those down.
Just inside the binding. It's like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. Use permanent marker. Either permanent marker, or you know what I like to use is the Sakura pens, the permanent Sakura pens. I have one that's, you know what? I'm gonna show it next week because I don't have it close by. I'll jot that on my notes for next week. Is that the
one that you set with heat, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one that works really well. So yeah, yes, I do put them on the back. Did you say on the front?
Did I?
Oh, she did. She said on the corner of the flimsy. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me, Becky. Good evening.
Ooh,
oh, that'd be cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice, Misty. I used to not take a lot of pictures either. I have pictures of probably most of my quilts, but I'm sure there are several that I don't have pictures of. What's that?
You used to never do anything in progress.
Right. Just gosh, no. Just the final, yeah. Well, now I feel bad because Becky just tuned in. So what is that? It's a Sakura. It's an archival quality pen, and I do heat set it with the iron, which I can't do on these. So I will, because these are like sticky. They're like plastic. So I'll probably just use a fine point Sharpie on these, because Sharpies are permanent too. Okay, Becky. Sorry about that. She says she's going to catch the replay. So anyway, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'll see about getting a couple longer ones out. I just don't want to overdo people with, too much. So,
do your what is it? Your butt one.
The heart one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll definitely do the heart one. I have a short one.
The big heart.
I have a short one coming out Monday for, the dogs are getting rambunctious. I don't know if anybody can hear them. I have a short one coming out Monday that's just a quick quilt reveal, and then I will work on this one over the next couple days. I don't know if it'll come out Wednesday or Friday, but I'll definitely get it out, and I can make it a little longer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Becky. Well, I'm sorry. Have fun watching the replay and enjoy your patterns. And we'll talk to everybody next week. And I guess I'll see you, or you'll see me on the next video. Maybe I should say that at the end, because sometimes on the end of the video I say I'll see you on the next one. Maybe I should say you'll see me on the next one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next week.